Welcome to the Pressbox, presented by the Permian Basin Youth Football League.
Hello everyone, this is the Pbyfl Pressbox. This is Mario.
This is still Matt.
And we're going to jump right into this and go ahead and recap our games of the week.
You took that L, so I'm going to let you go first.
Alright, yes I did. So I went with the, looks like the Gators and the Cowboys, that flag game. And it was fun to get to watch a couple of undefeated this late into the season. And I figured I'd go ahead and get Coach Clater worked up over there, and apparently it worked. So
you're taking credit for that.
yes, we've discussed it. I was about to say, I talked to Clater this weekend, and he told me he gave me a hard time about it. So I told him, with me picking against him, it motivated him to win that game. So it worked, I guess. All kidding aside, I apologize, Coach Clater. You won. Your boys were way too much. You got Ethan Escontreras. You got Lane Miniar over there. Those are your crazy flag pullers. You got Diego Magna, your shutdown corner. Caden Davis. I mean, it was just an onslaught. So congrats to the Gators. I get the L. I get the lesson. L for lesson learned. Who'd you have?
Well, first of all, going back to that, he said he won that game because he wore his lucky blue tights under his shorts.
Oh, goodness.
Just the rumor. So, moving on.
I can't unsee that, I guess. Is that what it is? Well, I haven't seen those.
No.
All right.
We know a person.
Mm-hmm.
My game was the Pecos Eagles and the Howard County Broncos junior varsity.
Mm-hmm.
Having played both teams, I knew it was going to be a show. I picked Pecos to win. Surprise, surprise, Pecos won. 12-6 ball game. Really close. Closer than I thought it was going to be. Broncos got a good squad, though, so we're going to chalk that up in the win column for me and move on. All right, moving into our first matchup of this week in the D2 division, we have the Stanton Buffaloes coming to Andrews, taking on the Andrews Mustangs.
Mm-hmm.
Flag division, that's your specialty?
Flag. 2 words.
Gavin Smiley.
Gavin Smiley. I've been saying it all year. He's been proving everything I've said about him. He pulls the flags. He saves touchdowns. He scores touchdowns. He catches the ball for touchdowns. I mean, he's a touchdown-making, preventing phenom. I don't know who's in charge of that, but MVP, I don't know. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. That boy,
Very subtle, I like it.
he's good at what he does. Good job, Gavin.
Yeah, that's mine.
Mustangs.
All right. I got the Mustangs. Man, they put up points.
They do.
And they don't allow a whole lot of points. Stanton's struggling a little bit, so I got Andrews winning that one. Freshman division.
Go ahead. Andrews.
They're averaging like 40 points a game and giving up mostly zeros.
Mostly zeros. Since week 1, we have not allowed us a touchdown. So the train has left the station, destination, you know where, and get off the track, boys. We're coming.
Icebox. That's my favorite kid on that team. No disrespect to Camo, but I like power.
He has a lot of it. He brings it on the defense. He brings it on the offense. Just in case you didn't know, Icebox came over the house today, and I officially weighed that kid. He is a freight train. Legitimately. I'm not going to tell you how much you weigh. I'm going to let y'all figure that out.
And then y'all have Austin De La Cruz, who's kind of a combination of both. So
He is.
good squad.
He is. He's fun to watch. You'll see him later.
JV division. Jump on it.
JV. Same thing. I mean, those guys are. The JV is putting up their points. They're doing what they need to do to win. You got Tommy Evans over there. We've talked about him all year. Stanton. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do about that. And if they do decide to do something about Tommy Evans, MJ's coming around. The defense is I'm not going to say it's a shutdown defense.
No.
We'll agree on that. But at the end of the day, we come out fast, put them up, and then it's maintained.
Yeah.
Which you do. So,
Even if you're looking at it just on paper, it's 4-0 versus 0-3.
there you go.
At home, one team's on a roll, one team's looking for help. So you don't come to Andrews looking for help. So I got Andrews winning that one. Varsity division.
Goodness, those guys. I talked to Mr. Mike Hudson this weekend, and apparently they had put in a new offense. And it showed. So, as far as my pick last week, I was wrong. I'll admit to that one too. So I got 2 L's so far that I know of from last week. But new offense looks good. I believe they keep it going. Mustangs sweep over the Buffaloes.
Yeah, I mean, I'll admit it. I've been one of the hardest on the Andrews varsity. I don't really think I've picked them at all year. So Stanton is not blowing anybody away either. I think, like you said, Mike Hudson's got those boys running that new offense well. Bo Hudson's doing what Bo Hudson does, and Andrews with the sweep.
Put on the chains and we'll break 'em. They want a battle, we'll take 'em. Flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee. They can't keep us on a leash.
Okay, moving on to the next game. It'll be the Broncos versus the Steers. You want to start it?
Yeah, well, flag division. I got Steers.
Steers.
Tough little flag team. Dust Steers.
I agree with you there. I just think that those Steers are gonna. I don't know what's going on over in Howard County in the flag division,
Yeah.
but Steers are gonna take them. I believe.
This game's at Memorial, but I think both teams are actually playing their games at Memorial, so no real home field advantage. But
I don't think, if I'm not mistaken, we're dealing with someone's gonna get the first win this weekend
is it 0-3 versus 0-4?
in the flag division. That's correct.
Good grief.
So somebody will be getting their first win, and we will be excited for them. We believe it will be the Steers.
Yeah. Steers. Freshman division. Oh my goodness. Go
Okay,
ahead.
moving on to JV. No, I'm just kidding. Steers, Robert Evans and his crew over there, I believe they'll just keep their version of the freight train going as well.
Yeah, they're putting up video game scores over
They're
there.
putting up some points, so I believe the Steers will continue to do so on the Broncos.
Coach Keegan Clark doing his thing. You know what I'm saying?
And the JV.
JV, I've got Steers. Javon Jackson. It's funny over there. You can say Robert Evans, Javon Jackson, Rushing, Dawson. It's a running back league over there.
It really is.
That was that running back you. So I got JV Steers. They got that quarterback. I think his name's Caleb Rodriguez. I'm not sure if I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Good kid, good quarterback leading that team. So I got Steers winning JV. And then you get to the Juggernauts. Well, coming off a rough week against the Cougars. Was it a week ago?
Correct.
So who you got on that one? They rebounded against Stanton, but they've got to have that one in the back of their mind.
I think the Steers are gonna. Steers varsity will also take this one, and quite frankly, I think it's gonna be crosstown shootout out there. But Steers are gonna take every level.
Yeah, I think Coach Roger over there. Last year the Broncos really hammered on the Steers with Jaden Vineyard. Now the Steers are holding the hammers.
That's right.
I think Steers go out and get some revenge. So Steers in a sweep.
Steers in a sweep.
Kings of our little towns, if there's a rebel around, it's gonna be one of us. We're right at home in the wild, can't help it, that's our style. Born and bred to be dangerous. We might roll on a Saturday night, get that look in our eyes.
All right, our next matchup is the West Texas Rangers and the Compass Cougars. Compass coming off a bye week, Rangers coming off a rough week. Flag division, who you got?
Flag division, I've got the Cougars taking it to the Rangers. And if I'm not mistaken, Cougars are 3-0 for the season. And they get the additional week, like you'd mentioned. And I believe that is not good news for the Rangers, who just again, as you mentioned, took a beating by the Mustangs. I think it was 31-6.
It was not good.
Not good. So I don't think the Rangers are ready for the Cougars flag to come to town. Oh, I'm sorry. Rangers are going to the Cougars.
Whoever's going wherever, I got the Cougars winning that one. I mean, they can play in a parking lot at Walmart. I got the Cougars winning that game. Saw the Rangers, good squad. I think the Cougars are better. They got Jalen Bishop,
Mm-hmm.
and when you have that kid, not a big kid, but he takes like yard-long strides. It's weird. It's fun to watch. So I got Cougars winning that one. Freshman division, those four freshman kids.
Yes. The Cougars, I believe, will also take that one as well. Cougars over the Rangers again. Being that we just played the Rangers in the freshman division, we have not met the Cougars yet, but we saw what happened to the Cougars a couple weeks ago by that other team, the number one team in the freshman division.
Yeah.
So, seeing what the Mustangs did to them last week, I believe that the Cougars of the two will prevail.
Yeah. Well, the great Mike Tyson said, everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth. 2 weeks ago, the Cougars got punched in the mouth. They had a bye week to figure it out. I've got them coming out and working out, exercising the demons, so to say, against the Rangers. So, 2 games, go to the Cougars.
There we go.
Now it gets tricky for me. JV. The JV's got a kid. I want to say his last name is Mustin. I'm not sure.
It is.
Quick little running back, all over the field on defense. Have number 6. Don't know his name either. He was a wide receiver all over the field. Good, well-coached team. Cougars JV hadn't really got off to the greatest start. I think I've got them as a 1-2 on the season. So you got to go with the Cougars or the Rangers on that one. So I got Rangers getting that 2-2 mark.
I agree with you. I too. This matchup is a battle of the 1 and 2s. But you look at the defensive column, points allowed, and I believe that the Rangers have allowed fewer points. So tells me they got a better defense, which in this game, we've all heard it. Defense wins championships. It wins games as well. Rangers JV will beat the Cougars.
Okay. Varsity division. This is kind of a no-brainer for me.
Oh goodness.
Cougars coming in at a whopping 3-0 versus the Rangers 1-2. Cougars fresh off a bye. Rangers fresh off a 24-0 loss.
Correct.
I got Cougars. You got Bishop. You got Hardwick. You got Cranfield. You got Hogan. You can throw names out there all day. Bottom line, they take home the W.
I agree. Again, referring back to that defense, they've only allowed 20 points all season, the Cougars, and after that shutout last week, I know you've thrown out scores before, but I will at least throw out one score. I don't think the Rangers will score on the Cougars.
All right, let's score.
Let's go with 26-0. Cougars.
Write it down.
We're too loud, some they say we're too proud. Well, there's lambs and there's lions. Our heads are down with our eyes up, just like the sun, yeah, we'll rise up.
Okay, we're going to move over into Division 1, and we are going to start it with the matchup again with the Odessa Seahawks and the West Texas Cowboys organizations. Flag division, flag game. Who you got?
I got Cowboys. Last year this would have been top to bottom, a lot of good games. This year, not so much. I got Cowboys flag division 1-1 coming off their first loss. You got the Seahawks who haven't found the win column yet, so you got to go with the hot hand and the team that's on the bounce back trail. So I got Cowboys.
I agree. I mean, the Cowboys did just come off their first loss, and they came off their loss to none other than
Gators.
Gators. So, I mean,
I just came up with that, by the way. You're welcome.
thanks. I mean, if you're going to lose to somebody, I mean, that's the guy to lose to. But I believe that Marcus Soto and Ryder, along with Chooch over there, will bounce back and I think they're going to take it out on the Seahawks. Seahawks are going to be defenseless on this one.
Oh, yeah.
More ways
And
than
it
one.
gets worse. All right, freshman division. You got Coach Chuck and his boys against Coach Anthony and his boys. Who you got?
I've got Coach Chuck and his boys taking it to the defeated. You got the undefeated going against the defeated. And when you've got Sizzle and Big Mike over there, sorry, Seahawks. And it's nothing against the Seahawks. Nobody's had an answer for that 1-2 punch over there with the Cowboys. Nobody.
No.
Not even close. I don't think anyone scored
No.
on those guys, right?
I have to look at that. I know the Seahawks, I believe they're coming off.
No one scored on them this season.
Yeah, Seahawks are coming off a bye week, but really you could give a team 2 bye weeks to figure out the Cowboys, and you can't figure out speed. I mean, you can set people to the outside. Then you got a kid, I think his name is Jordan High. I want to say his name is up the middle.
Jordan
Big Mike
High.
up the middle. You got
Steven Dominguez now, he's coming around over
Steven
there.
Dominguez putting up
So
some
it's-
points. So when you think you got it figured out, and you've got a game plan for J.C. Tucker, which if you've got it figured out, please write it down and sell it.
Yeah, we'd all like to know.
Then you've got a whole other issues to deal with. So I've got Cowboys winning that one. I think you agree.
Can we get Sizzle to play in ankle weights maybe next year? You think that would slow him down?
Like a parachute.
Yeah, parachute and ankle weights. Then we might have a shot.
Do it.
There you go.
JV division, the horror story continues, I think.
Goodness.
Randy Adams going against Dylan Beck. Monster Cowboys coming off a resounding thumping of the Gators, which we thought was going to be a better game, and I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's the standings, the records show JV undefeated, same scenario here, Seahawks defeated. I mean, it's going to be a shellacking. I'm sorry. It just really is. I mean,
The only thing you can maybe say is, all right, the Gators or the Cowboys are going to come off this high. We beat the Gators. We're here. We're the last big hurdle before playoffs. Do the Seahawks sneak up on them?
yeah.
No. I mean, no.
I
I
don't think
got
so.
Cowboys winning that one as well. Varsity division, you got Big David Baltazar and his squad also coming off. Man, you think you've got these games figured out, then you look at them on paper and you go watch a couple of the matchups, and then the scores come in on Saturdays and you have to look at your phone 2 or 3 times and you're like,
Yeah.
how is this that bad? The Cowboys are legit at every level. Flag struggles here and there, but freshmen and up, man, it's something special over there. So I got the Cowboys winning that one.
I agree. This is one of those matchups in the organizations when you do looking at the standings and everything. The Cowboys organization is putting up. I don't think they've lost a game, have they?
No.
I don't think the Cowboys have lost a game. And then you've got a Seahawks who used to be a good, a pretty competitive organization, who, looking at my notes, hasn't won a game.
On the varsity level, the Seahawks haven't scored.
There you go. I mean, it's, guys, on paper, it is what it is. Numbers don't lie. I mean, we're trying our best not to, I'm trying my best not to bash
Stay
the
positive.
Seahawks. I'm staying positive. But it is what it is. Cowboys will sweep the Seahawks.
Is that
Period.
sweep number 3 so far? Well, I've got 3 sweeps.
That's 3 sweeps. I got 3 sweeps.
Second thought, yeah, you're wiser. The kings of our little towns. If there's a rebel around, you know it's gonna be one of us. We're right at home in the wild, can't help it, that's our style. Wanna bring it to be dangerous. We roll on Saturday night.
Okay, the next matchup we have is the Midland Christian Mustangs / Patriots versus the Odessa Texans / Oilers. So, keep up. Here we go. First, we're going to go with the freshmen
Yeah.
because
No flag.
Midland Christian has no flag. So so it's actually going to be the Pecos Patriots versus the Odessa Texans. Ready, go. What do you got? Let me
I
take my breath.
got the Odessa Texans. no specific reason other than the Patriots are coming off some pretty tough losses. They started out hot, and we thought that team was going to be a contender towards the end of the season, and then the meat of the schedule hit, and they haven't responded well. So I think the Texans, who've also had a very rough season, I think the Texans are sitting at, where are we at here?
They are 1-3, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, sorry, wrong record there.
Yeah, they're 1-3. Oilers, freshmen.
That's right, freshman. Yep, 1-3.
1-3 against 1-3. I'm sticking with it.
Texans?
This game's going to be as ugly as my description of it, so I'm going with Texans.
This will be our first disagreement. I believe that the Patriots, Jermichael,
There you go.
these guys, Jermichael, I believe that he is enough to run around through the Texans. We've seen Jermichael. We scrimmaged the Texans preseason. I say scrimmage. We played them preseason, beginning of the year, and I've seen Jermichael. I've seen what that Odessa team could do or couldn't do, and I believe they won't be able to contain Jermichael.
Yeah. And you see a lot of what the Patriots are running into is depth or lack of it. And they run into teams with 20, 25 kids.
Right, yeah.
They won't have that issue against the Texans. Texans are also short-handed.
That's
so
correct.
If it's talent versus talent, I think it can go either way, but I'm sticking with mine. I'm not going to do if they have this and if they have that. I'm sticking with it.
There you go. All right.
JV.
So now we get to go with the Midland Christian Mustangs versus the Odessa Texans, still the Texans. I'm going to go with the JV. I've been excited about this squad all season. They have not disappointed. So I'm sticking with the JV Midland Christian Mustangs over the Odessa Texans.
Yeah, Coach Nathan's got those boys airing the ball out,
Mm-hmm.
putting on a show. So I don't think, I know that the Texans haven't faced anything like that. So I got the Mustangs winning that one as well.
I don't think the Texans have won a game this season, JV level.
They've been in some close ones, and you know what? The teams you thought would blow them out, like they played the Cowboys a few weeks back.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say there was a 1 or 2 touchdown difference in that game. And then they come out and they play the Gators, and it was only like a 2 touchdown win. So they are definitely one of those teams. You run into teams that play to the level of their competition. They play up. So they're a good squad, but still Mustangs. On the varsity division, who you got?
Oh man, this is another one of those teams that you just can't say enough about. We've said a lot about all year long. These guys are exciting to watch. Who's that? Chino over there?
Yeah.
Wheels and wheels and more wheels. Just like unfair how fast he is,
Yep.
how shifty he is, quick, smart, vision of the field. He's fun to watch. I believe that the Oilers varsity will take this one.
Yeah, Spiller and his bunch over there, they've got a good squad, but like you said, too many weapons to fight against. Spiller's got a kid, what's his name? Oscar Morales coming off a hot game, did well, but we'll have to see how they stack up against the Oilers, and I don't think it adds up. So I got Oilers winning that game.
I agree. Oilers win that one.
Matchup for the Division I games this coming week is the Midland Rebels and the Tall City Gators. Flag division. What you got?
Oh, come on now. Claters Gators.
Gators.
I'm going to put that on the shirt. Maybe a bumper sticker. Who knows?
Yeah.
But Claters Gators continue to do what they do. Win, win, win.
All they do is win.
All they do is win. So Gators take that one to the Rebels easily. Have fun, Clater. Take it easy.
Yeah, he'll have fun, and they'll score a lot, and the Gators will take that ball game. This matchup, there will be no freshman game, so we'll move on to the JV division. Man, you know what? All season long, I've been in JV Gators corner. And then this past week, I kind of, some red flags popped up when they played the Texans, and it wasn't a blowout. And I thought, okay, well, I heard, we had a down game, this happened, that happened, and then they go out against the Cowboys, and they just get absolutely demolished. So that tells me there's more going on than what we see. And the Rebels, on the flip side of that, have been playing fairly consistent. I mean, they're not at the top of the division. I think the Rebels are sitting at 1-2. I think they get to 2-2 and win an impressive game against the Gators.
Well, I'm going to disagree.
Okay.
Only for the second time this episode. You said the Gators going to win that?
I said the Rebels were winning that.
That's right. All right, you're wrong.
Do you agree now?
I disagree still. I'm keeping my disagreements. The Gators, I believe, will their defense will hold. I mean, looking at the rankings and all that good stuff, looks like that defense has only allowed 26 points this season. So you did mention, the comeback and all that good stuff, but I don't think they'll be able to do it. I think that the Gators will hold them and pull it off, and they will be 3-1 Saturday afternoon.
That's your right to be wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, varsity division. I've got the Rebels. They have a kid over there named Riddick Jardee, great young athlete. They had a great game last week. Very explosive on both sides of the ball. Gators, man, if you go back and look at the injury report for the season, it looks like just the Gators roster. I mean, everybody's hurt. And they had another kid go down last week. Another key player on their squad go down last week. I've talked to the coaches. These injured players that are still hurt aren't coming back. Not for this game anyway. So you've got the Rebels. I think they'll capitalize on that, and Mr. Riddick will have another stellar game and take the win.
I concur.
Concur.
It's a big word. Well, it's not a big
Not
word.
really.
It's just
Sounds good.
Sounds good. But I agree. The Rebels will take the injured Gators in this game. There's not any personnel left.
No.
Unfortunately, at this point in the season.
At this point,
they may come back come here in November, but
at this point, we might see Levi suit up.
oh goodness, I think I'd still pick the Rebels. Love you, Levi.
I got nothing.
Flashing like a beam. They can't keep us on a lead. Which one are you gonna be? The kings of all little towns. If there's a rebel around, it's gonna be one of us. We're right at home in the wild. Can't help it, that's all.
Okay, now we're going to pick our games of the week. And
We gotta get better editing.
yeah, we're on a budget. But
Oh, my goodness.
we'll work with what we got. So my game of the week this week is going to be the Midland Christian Mustangs going up against the Odessa Oilers. We talk a lot about the Oilers. We talk about all their weapons, but we've got the top two teams in their division going at it this weekend. Something's going to happen. I think this will be the first game that the Oilers actually get to see some type of decent competition. I mean, a good, consistent team come at them. So, but I still have the Oilers winning this game. So it'll be fun. We'll see what happens.
So, going back to what you were saying, they faced the Cowboys a few weeks back and it was 8-0. So the Oilers are battle tested. The Mustangs, they're a good squad, but it's your game, I'll let you have it. Rebels,
Thanks.
Gators, JV. That's my game of the week. Hayden
No
McNutt.
sound effects?
No.
Boring.
Yeah. Hayden McNutt and Will Ellis will be taking on Jace Thompson and Wyatt Florence and their squads. And again, high expectations for the Gators. And they started out like, man, this is, they're going to recrown the Kings over there. And they come off a surprisingly low-scoring win and then a surprisingly no-scoring loss. And I got Rebels winning that game, so that's my game of the week. Midland JV Rebels taking the ball game.
Okay, in this segment, we are going to recap our preseason championship predictions. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
Mainly the ugly. All right, so we'll start with the flag division, and I'll tell you what I picked preseason, and then if we want to make any adjustments,
Now's the time.
then now's the time. All right, so my preseason predictions for the flag division was the Big Spring Steers and the Pecos Eagles. No, not happening. I'm going to change those, and I'm going to go with the Bishop Smiley showdown in the championship. Mustangs and the Cougars, and Smiley's too much for Mr. Bishop and his crew. This is my flag prediction for moving forward at this point.
So far.
So far,
Until the next show.
until the next show.
All right. Well, I had the Steers Eagles. That is also not going to happen. But I saw the Bishops at Charles flag game this past weekend. He didn't look worried. So Mustangs Cougars. I've got the Mustangs still, but we'll do a show right before the game, just in case someone flake out on that.
That's right.
All right, freshman.
Freshmen, I had the Mustangs and the Cougars going to the ship, and I'm going to change one of those. And I think it's going to be a showdown between two, quite frankly, two powerhouses in this freshman division, shutting everybody out so far. And they will meet again after week one, and
The suspense is killing me.
Mustangs will win.
Mustangs in it.
Mustangs and the Steers.
There we go. Yeah, I had, let's see, freshman division, I had Mustangs and Eagles. I was halfway there. I'm leaving the Mustangs, dropping the Eagles, putting in the Steers. Man, so it's hard to beat a team, but it's really hard to beat a team twice. And I'm going to be a complete hypocrite later on in these predictions, but right now, I've got the Mustangs coming back and getting redemption in that one. When the rings are on the line, yeah. So, JV division.
JV, believe it or not, I'm happy with my selection. My selection preseason was Mustang Steers. We're talking JV now. We've moved on from the freshmen. I know we've just selected these two teams freshmen, but I think it's going to be the same two organizations battling it out in JV as well. So, and I also have the Mustangs winning that division as well.
Okay. JV division, I had Mustangs and Steers. I too will be standing by that prediction because it's very accurate. I think Javon Jackson versus Tommy Evans for the rings in the big stadium. Great to see, and here's where I become a hypocrite. Steers lost the first matchup, Steers will lose the second matchup.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, no consistency, but it is what it is.
All right, and the varsity Division II matchups. My preseason prediction was
Yeah.
the Mustangs varsity versus the Compass Cougars. Now, let's recap into last year when Mike Hudson and his Mustangs, about this far into the season, turned that ship around. And if I'm not mistaken, in the JV level, they turned it around, knocked off the two guys that were ranked above them in the playoffs, and pulled off a championship win. I believe with what they've done with the offense so far, they showed last weekend, if they can continue that, I believe it's going to be a recap of what he did last year. I believe. And the Cougars, we won't see them the Mustangs won't see them until the last week, but they haven't disappointed all year. I believe that they are everything that they've shown everybody all season so far. I think the Mustangs-Cougars matchup is still going to happen, but I had the Mustangs winning it in the first pick. Mike Hudson is going to hate me, along with probably the rest of this town, But when you go up against a team that size, I don't think Mike and Bo and the rest of that crew with Gibsons and golly, I just went blank on Martinez. But anyway, I don't think they have enough. I think the Cougars pull it off in the end.
I might have blacked out. Did you pick Mustangs and Cougars?
Mustangs, Cougars again. Cougars winning it.
We'll check that cup later. I had the Mustangs and the Cougars matched up, and then 5 weeks happened, and I no longer have that matchup. There's a team you might have heard on, the Steers.
Mm-hmm.
Fairly good squad, putting up a lot of points, beating a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we live in Andrews. We break bread with these people. We
We do.
practice with these people. But you know what? I tell no fairy tales. I mean, Mike turned it around against the Rangers. But does that, you know, he's got Stanton coming up. Okay, he might pull off too. And then he's got to face the Cougars.
And that's where I really want to, we got to, when we do this again, we'll see where I'm at that point. That's what I'm waiting for, is that last game on the schedule, and then a lot of things can happen between now and then throughout the rest of the division.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm going to stick with that.
All right, well, in reality, I've got the Cougars and the Steers playing each other. And in the history of these two teams, you know, good matchup. They played in Big Spring. Compass won. They scored a touchdown in the last few minutes of the game, took the win. I think that doesn't settle well with the Steers. I think they march through the playoffs and see these Cougars in the championship and take them the rings. So, yeah.
So you got the Steers.
I got the Steers winning the varsity division. I've got the Mustangs winning the JV division. I've got the Mustangs winning the freshman division and the Mustangs winning flag.
Alrighty, I've got Mustangs flag, freshman, JV,
You're such a homer, dude.
an appearance in the championship of the varsity, but the Cougars will win the championship.
They'll appear if they buy a ticket.
Oh, there we go.
Saturday night, get that look in our eyes and we're striking like lightning. Some may say we're too loud, some may say we're too proud. Well, there's onions and there's
All right, moving into our D1 recap of our predictions. I think we saw in the D2 division, some things changed, some things stayed the same. D1 flag division, I had Gators and Cowboys. I have Gators and Panthers. And I still have the Gators winning. Clater's Gators for the win. Blue spandex and all, he's going to take it.
Are you reading off my sheet? Because
I can't read you right.
I had the Gators versus the Panthers, and I had the Gators winning this, and I'm going to stick to that.
All right.
I'm going to ride them Gators, and maybe Clater let me take a picture with his ring or something just to hold one, touch one. I don't know.
They have a gator on the tongue, right now.
Oh, whoa.
If you do it, I'll take a picture.
Oh, goodness.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right,
Gators, flag.
Gators flag.
We agree.
Freshman division, I had Cowboys and Panthers. I have Cowboys and Panthers. I had Cowboys winning, and I'm sticking by it.
Exactly what he said. Cowboys, Panthers, Cowboys take it.
Yep. Cowboys haven't ran into a whole lot of resistance yet.
Yet.
They just knocked out the Horned Frogs.
I would say not in this league they haven't.
And the other league, they, you know, it is what it is. But I've got Cowboys winning against the Panthers, and you?
Same.
Same. All right. JV division. I had the Gators and Mustangs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to change that to the Cowboys and Mustangs after this last week's events. We'll leave it at that. I've got the Cowboys. Yes, Dylan, the Cowboys. No disrespect. Nobody's overlooking you. The Cowboys winning that game.
Really?
Jace Dixon is like a man running on the field with boys.
Okay. Well, I've got I had the Gators and the Mustangs going to the championship. I'm going to change and agree
Of course.
that I believe the Cowboys will be there against the Mustangs. But as we've talked about it all year, this JV Mustang squad has this thing called an air raid.
Mhm.
So I'm looking, I believe that they will take it.
Cowboys set up a no-fly zone last time they played.
Like you said, all good thing. I mean, they're going to come back and try to do it again. Now they know what they're dealing with. Mustangs win. JV, I'm riding it.
A lot of random sounds going on. It's kind of freaking me out.
I know.
All right,
It's that budget. Just misfires.
varsity, I had the Oilers and Gators, and man, I couldn't have been more right and more wrong in the same pick. Oilers will be there, no ticket needed, they'll be on the field. It won't be against the Gators.
Negative.
No.
Ghost Rider.
I think they'll run into Baltazar and his Cowboys, and last time it was
Oh,
no
goodness.
sound check needed, Baltazar and the Cowboys.
Okay.
Last time it was an 8-0 win by the Oilers. I've got the Cowboys coming out on top on the next on the rematch. So yeah.
We're not going to talk about who I had. We're just going to go ahead and move into what I'm going to pick.
He had the Seahawks and the
Whoa.
Panthers. The Odessa Seahawks and the Permian Basin Panthers. 2019, not 17.
All righty. So, thanks for
Oh, you're welcome.
putting my baggage out there, my business. It will be the Oilers versus the Panthers. You know why?
Please. What's in the cup?
Because the Oilers, in my little 8-ball, little dilly whopper over here, the Oilers will meet your Cowboys in the round before the championship and knock them off and cakewalk
Well, sure,
over
yeah,
the
if you want to get all
Panthers
into the
into the
specifics
Oilers.
of it.
I'm just saying, you got your picks, I got mine. Oilers Cowboys showdown before the championship. Oilers beat the Cowboys and take the championship.
And the Panthers.
Well, the Panthers won't have anybody on their side to
Panthers
beat.
varsity.
That's correct.
1-3. I mean, at some point they may have to play the Gators or the Rebels. Two teams, it's whatever. It's your pick.
You guys know how I roll.
Feel free to be wrong. This is America, and you can be wrong.
Here we go. So, Gators flag. Yes?
Yeah,
Leading it.
Gators, Gators.
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Chuck and the Cowboys. JV.
Cowboys.
Yeah, Cowboys. I have Mustangs. And the varsity, Oilers.
Cowboys.
All right.
Either one.
Write it down, Miss Tabitha.
In pencil.
Keep us
to
in check.
change our mind.
Yes, right. Erasable ink. All right, now we're going to talk about players to watch in Division II. We did this at the beginning of the year, and we had a little bit of information. We didn't know what some of these players were going to do. Some have did what we thought they were going to do, and we have some newcomers who have just come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about, we're going to start with Division II, flag, and we'll just start with one of my favorites. I'm sorry, I got to work with this boy in the summer, and I knew there was something special about him, but Gavin Smiley,
I've
flag.
heard that name on here before.
He's everywhere. We thought he was going to be everywhere. He has proven and been consistent and done everything we thought he was going to do. But you've got one of his apparent counterparts coming up, Bishop over at the Compass Cougars. We'll see them the last week of the season. I've only seen Bishop on the top 10 plays, so he looks, like he's doing everything we thought he was going to do. Then we got Ace Yanez over at the Steers.
I like that name, Ace.
Ace sounds like a baller. So, one that's jumping on my page here now, jumping off the page, is Kinley Bishop, Howard County. We got to see her, and that young lady. Yes, I said young lady. This is a co-ed league, but she was all over the place, doing her thing, loving the game, loving life. So kudos to Miss Kinley. She's keep it up, girl.
Hard,
Keep
not
doing
hard
what
spot
you're
on
doing.
the field either. It's got her little blonde hair sticking straight up.
It comes right out of the helmet, doesn't it? It looks like a mohawk deal. I like it. So those are my players to watch in Division II flag. Any names you want to add?
No, I'm
You
Division
good?
I guy today.
Alrighty. Okay, moving into the freshman division. First name I have on my page, no particular order, Mr. Wes Moreno. He's been doing a lot of work this year, carrying his squad over in Stanton.
Yeah.
And we'll see him this week. We've got Dre Dawkins and his counterpart, Robert Evans, over in Big Spring. Those two guys, little 1-2 punch there. We've got a newcomer, first time to play football, exploding onto the scene. You want to say it with me?
Exploding?
Exploding.
No, you're it.
No?
You're up.
Hayden Dansby,
Icebox.
referred to as, AKA Icebox.
Okay.
He's rumbling, tumbling, offense, defense. He's fun to watch. Austin De La Cruz is coming too. JV division. Tommy the Gun Evans.
Tommy, the gun.
The gun, like the Gatling gun.
Okay.
Multiple rounds quickly. Okay? He'll take it to the house 99 3/4 yards.
What?
He'll run back kickoffs, punts. I mean, that guy can do it all. You got Javon Jackson
That kid's good.
over at the Steers.
Yeah.
He's done everything we thought he was going to do. You've got Kane Acosta, Pecos. He's holding it down over there. Good job.
CJ Correa over there in Vegas.
There you go. There we go. And then we got Javier Ruiz. That's exactly how you would have said it, wouldn't it?
I taught you that.
Oh, that's right. All right, thanks. Howard County Broncos holding it down over there. Good job, guys. Varsity level. Bo Hudson, reigning 2-time overall MVP, doing what he can so far, coming to, doing his work with the Mustangs. You got Andre Rushing, is that his name?
Sure.
Over at the Steers. You got Nathan out of Mendadis. And I'm so glad I got
Rosetta Stone.
my Rosetta Stone guy right here live. He is over in Stanton. And then another one is Caden Bishop. No relation to Kinley over at Howard County, but that is that's the big Bishop, as I refer to, older Bishop, big brother Bishop, over at the Compass Cougars. So there's a revised, updated, in addition to probably what we said earlier in the season.
Yeah.
And those are mine. Division II. Sorry guys, it's what I do. It's what I know. I think so. Division I is going to go to this guy.
Yeah, so basically what I want to do is kind of, like I said, spread the love. I mean, we've named some kids earlier in the season. I'm going to try to come up with some kids that have kind of thrown their name out there on the radar, may not have been mentioned earlier in the year. We'll start in the flag division with Gerardo Chacon for the Texans. He's having a good year. You have Bryson Clater. I'm pretty sure we mentioned him, but worth mentioning again. Having a great year for those Gators. Tucker the Trucker Hurd on the Panthers.
The Trucker.
The Trucker.
Sounds dangerous. You don't want to get in front of that, do you?
No, especially in flag.
There you go.
All right, in the freshman division, you have Cyrus Lujan, also with the Panthers. Camden Johnson with the Gators. Fast little kid. And Colton Patton was a Panther, having a good year. In the JV division, I want to send a shout out to Michael Hall of the Midland Christian Mustangs. Mr. shows up on our MVP list quite often.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Jace Dixon. Talk about a trucker. That kid. Run you smooth over, back up and hit you again. Jace, yeah, just as hard. Jace Dixon. Then you got Will Ellis with the Rebels. Been on the MVP list a couple times, along with his teammate Hayden McNutt. Great little running back, shifty. And then I'm going to butcher the name, Zajaman Kirkwood, a.k.a. Fat. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, so let's hear it.
I think we need to have a pop quiz. Just throw out all these nicknames and see who can reply the quickest with their full first and last name.
I'm down. I don't know if I'll fail it, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mr. Fat Kirkwood doing great with the Panthers JV. And on the varsity level, you have Isaiah Matthews, the quarterback for the Gators. Isaias Nieto for the Panthers, and Riddick Jurdy for the Rebels.
I'm sorry, who's with the Panthers?
Isaias Nieto.
Okay.
Nieto?
Okay.
Did I mess that up?
We're going to move on.
Moving on.
Moving on.
That's all I got. So, shout out to those players. At the end of the year, we'll have another updated list, maybe some more athletes popping up on there, and we'll give you some.
Maybe start front runners. I don't know. Don't we have some type of awards, end of season awards?
I think there's some trophies going to go out.
Trophies, hardware. Hardware.
Going to have a banquet. Good times.
Oh, man. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Honorable mention this week goes to the West Texas Cowboys. We got Big Mike under center, about to snap the ball. Lining up against the Horned Frogs out of Midland. Ball is snapped, hands it to JC. Wait, he bobbles it between his legs. He gets it, catches the corner, and as we all know, the rest is history. Not even Coach Chuck can catch the sizzle. Touchdown, Tucker.
Number 10, we have West Texas Cowboys running back Jace Dixon handing out stiff arms like Halloween candy.
Number 9. Looks like we've got the Andrews Mustangs JV lining up. Boom! Right out the gate, shot out like a cannon. Here he comes, coming right at you. Untouched, Tommy the Gun Evans. Touchdown, Mustangs.
Number 8, Panthers running back Josh Curry will take the direct snap around the left end. He'll take one set of ankles right here and then burn down the sideline. He gets knocked out at the 4. No points, just style points. Go Mojo.
Number 7. Andrews Mustangs varsity. Bo Hudson with the quarterback keeper coming out to his right. Makes a cut back to the inside. Whoop, whoop. Now you see me, now you don't. Touchdown, Bo Hudson.
At number 6, West Texas Cowboys, J.C. Tucker goes in motion. Mike Jimenez is going to take the snap and roll out. He's going to hook up with his boy in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Number 5. Got your Greenwood Rangers JV lined up. We've got Weston Turnage taking the ball, throwing it to a wide open Hunter Sharp. And let the race begin, folks. He be going, gone. Touchdown, Hunter Sharp.
At number 4, West Texas Cowboys running back Steven Dominguez is going to take the toss to the left side, smash and bash his way through every orange jersey he can find. Once he finds the open field, there is nobody going to get near him. The jersey says Dominguez, but he runs like Zeke. Touchdown, Cowboys. At number 3, Big Spring Steers running back Robert Evans is going to take the punt right into your living room. Get a good look at him now because you won't see him for very long. Now we have the same view as most of the defenders do. Robert's going to take that ball straight down the sideline, untouched. Touchdown, Big Spring Steers. Coming in at our number 2 play of the week, Permian Basin Panthers quarterback Tate Hurd is going to take the snap and roll outside the pocket. He's going to have pressure in his face and let one fly down the field into 3, 4, 5 Patriots. Colton Patton's going to bring it in, though, and then it's going to be another Mojo touchdown.
Number 1. Got your Andrews Mustangs freshman lining up. Ball is snapped to Aiden Morales. He's going to toss the ball out to Austin De La Cruz. Boom! Get a pancake from the icebox. Look out. Boom! Another one from Mr. Monster. He's going to bring it back. He's cutting all the way back around, folks. Here he comes. Camo helping with the seal the block there. He's got one man. Oh! He's still on his feet, folks. He's going to get, cuts there. Here comes the cavalry. There's his brothers sealing everything off. Easy walk-in touchdown for Mr. Austin De La Cruz.